Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast, where motivation is a must and accountability is an expectation. Real men, real experiences, and real talk. The mission is clear: to become better versions of ourselves. Let's go!
Yo, welcome back to the Man Cave.
Man Cave,
Hey,
what's up?
man, it's your boy Jay.
And I'm your boy Mike.
And we got another hot one for you today, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the topic for today, bro?
Hey, financial responsibility, and we're going to give y'all some tips. But first of all, I want to welcome back Jay, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
On that vacay, but he back, you know what I'm saying? That full-fledged team, the Man Cave, back and full of
Let's get it.
So let's get it.
So, Mike,
Yep.
what is financial responsibility?
So financial responsibility, right? So it's easy to say it means to stay within your means or live within your means.
Okay.
But it's much deeper than that, right? It's
Okay.
being responsible with your funds, being responsible as an adult,
Okay.
and being able to manage your money the way it comes in and knowing what comes out. And we're going to get deep into it. So
How do you do that? Like, pertaining to your life, personally?
So pertaining to mine, you know, it's some keys that I set upon, but I didn't learn them other than going through it and through experience and stuff like that. So, I mean, and I think experience is the best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, unfortunately and fortunately, I learned the hard way doing some of it. But
Right.
Now I think I got it down to a science. You know, I kind of list off and live by these few keys and tips that we're about to give them. So what about you?
I mean, so it's basically the same way, man. Like, I went through life not knowing how to be financially stable. So I ran into a lot of bumps in the road, you know what I'm saying? And throughout those trials and tribulations or
Right.
whatever, you know, I adjusted accordingly. And, you know, I guess I'm on the way up
Right.
to a certain extent. But one thing I want to say is this, though, right? When we're coming up in the world or whatnot and we're teaching the young ones, we all should teach the young ones financial responsibility, so when they get to the age of 18 and like 25 or whatever, they already know exactly what to expect out of life, how to use credit cards, how to budget, and all of that type of stuff. And that's where I felt like I went wrong at, you know what I'm saying? I wish that my parents would have at least like show me the way or whatnot, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm at a good place in life, so I really can't complain.
Right. Yeah, and you just touched on it just a little bit, and what that does is create generational wealth, right?
Right.
So if you have your kids growing up and knowing exactly how to be responsible when it comes to finances, they'll do better, and then they'll teach their kids, and their kids will teach their kids. So we're about to get into these tips, man. So ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
So, Mike, what's the first tip you want to share with the world?
So the first thing I would say is important with financial responsibility is budgeting and knowing how to budget.
Okay.
Right. So what deals with that is knowing your income, right? Knowing your salary, know what is coming in, what you're making.
Right.
And then that will be the starting point or the root of how to budget. During that time when you budget, you want to also know what comes out, your bills.
There we
you know
go.
what I'm saying? We all hate them, but you know, in order to live and live nicely or whatever, you know, you have a phone bill. You have a car note if you didn't pay it in cash. You have insurance, you know. You have house insurance or renter's insurance. All those things that come out, you kind of want to sit down, write those out when the dates they do come out, and at the bottom of that page, tally it up and see what comes out monthly. And you want to kind of take that out of what you make within a month's time. And then, you know, you take out what your monthly negative costs are, looking at your budget, and then you should be able to see what you have left in the surplus. But again, you have to factor in groceries, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to factor in utilities. You got cable. You not only your car payment, but you got to pay gas every time you go somewhere.
All
you know
your expenses, period.
All your expenses
Everything
have to be listed out on this budget.
Yes.
And you have to live accordingly, right?
Yeah.
So don't create a baller budget, so to speak, if you don't make that much or that's not your income. If you don't have a baller income, don't create a baller budget. You know what I'm saying? Live within your means.
Right.
Act your wage, not age. Act your wage and live accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest downfalls that a lot of people do is we try to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
We have to have the newest this. We have to have the flashiest cars, the newest shoes. And that's not what life is about, especially as you get older.
And that's one thing I want to talk about too, because at the same time, exactly what you just said, like, this is not a 50-yard dash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a long race.
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? You have to build. You have to build up. So, with that being said, definitely you have to set money aside every month, you know what I'm saying, for emergencies, just in case, like your car break down or whatever. You don't want to keep on calling your mama every other week.
Right.
Hey, mama, can I borrow $20? Now, mind you, I was there before, but at the same time, I didn't have the adequate job to be able to actually save money. So when you find that job, when you do find that career, then you start budgeting, whatever the case may be, just set a little bit of money to the side.
And and you just touched on it. That's still considered budgeting.
Yeah.
Setting aside, and just making sure that you're not spending more than that's what's coming in, right? So you want to make sure that you're saving a little bit every month.
Exactly. Hey, Mike, hit them with the next step, bro.
So once you set up your budgeting, you have your checking and your savings account. One of the biggest things is knowing where your debt is, right? And knowing what type of debt you have.
Well, I owe a lot of people money.
Oh, then you got a lot of debt. So, so you got to know the difference between good debt and bad debt, right? So good debt is having like a mortgage, in your name. Bad debt is like racking up credit cards, which is a big no-no. So my practice with credit cards is never use it if you don't have it in your checking account, right? If you don't have it in your bank account to use as far as liquid cash, never use your credit card.
Can I say something? Basically, so you use your credit card kind of differently than I use.
Okay.
So I use my credit card, a little bit similar with whatnot, but basically I don't go over 30% of the full amount.
Right.
But the way that I move now is I use my credit card all the time. I use it all the time, but I do not go over that threshold of 30%. When it goes over 30%, then the head people, they look at you as if you're irresponsible or whatnot. So I do rack those. I do rack that up. You know what I'm saying, a lot of times or whatnot. But I also get increases every 6 months.
Right.
So let's say if you start off at $1,000, you know what I'm saying? Let's say if you started off with $1,000 credit card, you stay below that threshold or whatnot, you ask for an increase. Get a $5,000 increase. Okay, there we go. Next thing you know, your increase goes up. You know what I'm saying? So now you're able to spend more money. So at the end of the day, that's really what I do to actually stay on track as far as using my credit card.
Yeah, and what he just proved that is different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah. So there's no right or wrong way to do this.
Oh, it's definitely a wrong way.
But so I was about to say it's a wrong way if you just keep accumulating and racking up that debt. Yeah. So regardless if it's good debt or bad debt, you want to try to minimize that completely, right?
Yes.
So if you don't have to get the newest car, if you have $5,000 to $10,000 saved up, go ahead and buy you one off a lot that pure cash, right?
Exactly.
So you don't have to pay that monthly bill. Yes, it might take a lump sum of money that you have that you saved, but in the long run it'll pay off,
So I say that we probably should make another episode just talking about credit or whatnot.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Quick
definitely on the way.
Episode about credit because it's a lot of details just to help our people out and just to help people out in general. Yeah. Just so they know, like, hey, I could do this and I can actually get this from using my credit. Yes, it's so many perks from just using your credit card.
It's a tool for sure.
It's a tool
if you utilize it the correct way.
Exactly.
Don't abuse it.
So, man, this is the Man Cave, and first thing you do is hit the like, comment, and subscribe, okay?
And make sure you turn on those notifications because, like I said, we're going to continue to drop this heat, and you need to be notified.
Yes. So, perfect. Hey, he said something that was excellent. He said it's a tool. So, Man Cave, think about it. And ladies, think about it too. Think about a toolbox, right? You got the screwdriver, you got this, you got that, okay? Same situation. You got the credit card, you got this, you got this, you got that. These cards, this is not your money. right? This is not your money. You have to use it as a tool to
Mm-hmm.
get to the next step in life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
You don't want to be dependent on the credit card.
Exactly.
Right? Utilize the credit card as a
Mhm.
tool to get you up to that next level.
Exactly.
And it will actually teach you, if you use it the right way,
Mhm.
it'll teach you financial responsibility as well and stability.
Exactly.
You know, but you don't want to completely depend on a card, and you
Mhm.
don't want to be irresponsible to where you're racking up debt and you're not paying these things off. If you utilize a credit card, and this will be one of the tools, but like you said, we're going to have
Mhm.
another episode about credit
Right,
and
right,
credit
right.
cards. You want to pay that balance off as soon as possible.
Yes.
As soon as possible. And we're going to get real into that and into detail in our later episode.
So, we got one last tip, bro.
Yeah.
Hit them with the last one, bro. Hit them with the last one before we get up out of here.
So this last one, dealing with financial responsibility and education, is a big one. And, you know, that's why it's at the last part. It's about investments, right? So it's an underrated part, but if you utilize this one to a T, it's another form of passive income,
Yes.
right? And nowadays, the more forms of passive income you can have, or streams of income you can have, the better. So with investing, that can be in a retirement, right? So you can invest in your retirement within your job, or you can do it on your own, just putting up money every paycheck, just putting it in, dealing with your budget, right? One of the biggest things now, and what it has been, is investing in stocks, cryptocurrency, you know, things like that. Thanks, Sobe. So it's a lot of ways that we can go through and look at investing, but you always want to look at invest in something that you will get a return out of.
Exactly.
Now, it depends on how fast you get that return, right? So things are very volatile, like dealing with the market, right?
Exactly.
So the trading market and cryptocurrency is very volatile. It's high highs and lows, and it can happen within seconds.
And you gotta know when to get up out of there.
Gotta know and never be too greedy when you're investing in those type of things. But you know, and I think this is gonna be another episode about stocks and investing as well, because it's a lot of education pieces that we can teach you guys on that too. Jay and myself, we invest in stocks and cryptocurrency and have done pretty well in them. And it's a game, but you don't want to look at it as a short game, right? So it's a long game. You want to read up and invest in as many things as possible, but making sure that you're knowledgeable about what you're investing in.
Before you invest in
it. You know, don't just jump on the next hottest thing, because you might jump on it when it's on its way down, right? And then if you're investing, and second part to that is make sure that you're investing in something that you can risk losing, because whether you like it or not, investing is a risk.
It is. You know? It's a gamble.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. It's just like going to the casino and, you know what I'm saying, playing with some money or whatnot. You know, you have to outweigh the risk and the reward and whatnot. But at the same time, you don't want to overstep your boundaries when you're messing with your money. It's your money. It's your livelihood. It's your family's livelihood that can possibly be on the line. So with that being said, you got to be smart. You got to make right choices. Now, I've lost a lot of money in the stock market, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I lost some, but I gained more.
Right.
You feel me? I did my research.
Yeah.
And I gained more.
And like you said, it's ups and downs. I've lost a little bit too, but I've made a lot more in return.
Exactly.
And you know, and it's just that cycle, right? So, and in the stock market, things are going to go down.
Yeah.
Things are going to go up. It's just a matter of time in which we're in. Which one's going to happen? You know, so always look to invest. Do your research and make sure that what you're putting in, you can afford to lose if that's the case. So this concludes today's episode on financial responsibility. Thank you for...
Hey.
Yo.
But make sure that you like, comment, subscribe.
And turn on those notifications.
Boom.
Because we're going to continue to drop heat like this. But like, again, we appreciate you. And we express a lot of gratitude for tuning in. We're going to continue to give you everything that we have and all the knowledge that we have. And if you have any comments questions or concerns, leave them down in the notification. You know what I'm saying? In the comment section.
Leave them.
You know, we'll make sure that we get back to you. But until then,
my name Jay.
And my name Mike. This is the Man Cave. Peace.